last year, something that was very important was to do a celebration, which we did last summer on Pennsylvania Avenue in Baltimore City, a tribute both to Carl and to Barbara. And in checking in with Barbara following Carl's passing earlier this month, myself, Eric Kennedy, and Blake Meister, who all say a couple short words before we do this music, asked about what would she like to be featured in. Something that was very important to Carl was a body of music that we're going to present samples from today.
I guess to start off, Carl Grubbs taught me to believe in myself because he believed in the gift that I had even when I didn't. When we were first starting to play the saxophone, we took lessons from our sister, Ebony Dorsey. You could stand up real quick, sorry, I put you on the spot. But she's also part of the legacy because she also played the saxophone and took lessons with Carl Grubbs here at the school, St. Paul's School for Girls, and ended up inspiring my little sister, Eden, to play the saxophone as well. But, yeah. But when we were first starting, the saxophone was pretty hard. It wasn't responding, like the low notes wouldn't play, the high notes wouldn't play. I could really only play 3 notes, and those didn't even really sound that good. So I was like, man, I'll just quit. I'm just done. And thankfully, we had our mom who heard something. She said that she heard something in us that we didn't quite understand at the time. I don't know how you first saw this, what you heard from what I was doing, but it was a huge blessing. And that's how we got at the camp, the sax camp with Carl Grubbs. And that's when I started to figure out the issues and what I was doing wrong. I was actually just placing my reed wrong. It was a very simple fix, but yeah, actually, you want to chime in a little bit?
Yeah, I think, okay, so when we first met Carl Grubbs, I think I might have been like 9 years old, something like that, like 9 or 10 when we both started playing saxophone. I didn't have as hard of a time playing at first, I'm not gonna lie, but, you know, I think seeing somebody as masterful and as important as Carl Grubbs, you know, taking the time out for somebody who sounded like, you know, he played 3 notes, and then like we're these kids, you know, he also believed in us and we really didn't understand. And I think, you know, at that time, having somebody like him believe in us and spend time with us, and, you know, he could be out here playing with anybody he wants to because he's that guy. Like, he's the master, and he's, you know, Carl Grubbs. But he took time every summer, and, you know, we eventually started taking lessons at his house and just learning more and more. Like, the songs that we both played that he taught us that a couple of years ago, that's why we have no music. We've internalized his legacy, and that's, like, part of us. And, you know, I feel very proud that I'm part of it. Yeah. He's definitely something, like, I definitely carried him, you know, throughout my entire career, and I still do. I always make sure I mention, like, we started here with Mr. Grubbs, and that's it. That's, you know, I feel very proud. It's just cool to, like, you know, leave Baltimore and tell people, like, Carl Grubbs is the reason that we play. Like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't spend time with him, if I didn't learn his songs. And it's just, I feel happy being able to be part of something really important. And I feel like we all feel very happy to be part of that because not everybody got the chance, you know, to enjoy his legacy. But, you know, it's definitely a blessing that I don't take for granted. And I will never forget him.
Also, one thing that was really special about Carl, he was very, like, he made it very known to us how important it is to understand tradition and who came before you, who set the foundation for what you're using to play this music. But also, in the same breath, he was very open to our approach and what we were going to do to push the music forward. And I think it's really important to have that in this art form because sometimes you doubt yourself. Sometimes you think what you're playing and your approach to the music is not the correct one. Because oftentimes when you're in school, when you're learning about the music, sometimes that mindset can be unintentionally put in your head. But he always came and supported our shows when we were playing our original material. And while we were inspired by him every time we played with him, he was also inspired by us. And I'm really grateful that we had that mutual relationship. At one point, he was talking about dyeing his hair too. He was like, yeah, I want to dye your hair like y'all. I was like, you know, that would be cool. I got the red, she got the pink, nice little blue. But I'm just so grateful for not only getting to be around his spirit, because his spirit and learning the music at such a young age while being around somebody who's spiritually inclined to his music as he was, it taught us what this music was really about, you know, healing others. And I'm just grateful for that seed that he planted in both of us. And I'm truly grateful for the legacy that we will try and continue to carry on.
You will.
Yes, you will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm the hottest thing at Benjamin Franklin High School. We have this band director, Mr. Head, and he's up from Louisiana, and he's a stickler for doubling. I'm playing alto, just the alto, but he's for reading and composing and being a great, tone. So I graduate. So I come back to the school, and he said, "Love it, we got this great little alto player, but not only is he a good alto player, he plays clarinet, he's a great reader, plays classical etudes. You gotta meet him." So I go to my friend who's in my band at the time, named Tyrone Hill. I say, "Tyrone, who's this guy?" He said, "Love it, you know him." I said, "Who?" That's Earl's brother, Carl. So now, we're in the 80s now, okay? And Carl joined the Visitors, and so I'm just letting it go. Okay, he's a great player. And then I played beside him one time, and we were playing together. And I went to the Army, I'm coming back from the Army, hot again. Lovely Hines back in town. And we do a gig together, we sitting in. And he's playing all over the horn. Even sound, low notes, high notes, so I'm not gonna say, oh man, I gotta practice. So now we have a respect, not friendship, but respect. So we have a respect, and then things started to change a little bit. So in the 80s, I said, okay, I'm working at Settlement Music School, and I have these great kids. I'm working with Joey DiFrancesco, with Chris McBride, and all of these kids in my program. So now I said, okay, but then we had artistic differences at Settlement Music School. So I said, I'm gonna start my own program. So I go to the Philadelphia Club and say, do you want an education program? So they said, yes. So I'll start with 2 students, Jaleel Shaw and Dawood El-Bakara. So we started the program, and the program started to grow. Now, as the program started to grow, I'm starting to reach out to new friends. And then I get a call from an old buddy. He said, "Love it, I understand you have a program, education program. How would you like to share your kids with me?" I said, "Okay, where are you?" He said, "I'm down in Maryland, in Baltimore." So now it's Carl. So I bring my kids down. And it was in this site. And we do this wonderful gathering of young people. And one of his songs was Hard Times. I said, oh man, and that's soulful. So we said, love it. And Carl, not only do we want the kids to play the notes and play a repertoire, we want them to feel the music. I said, I feel the same way. They have to feel it. So then it grows and grows and grows, we become friends. So later on, I'm teaching at Jazz House Kids. And I have over 100 kids in the auditorium. And one of the things I do really quickly, I ask the kids, name one person that plays your horn. And it can't be your brother or your sister, name somebody. And someone said Charlie Parker, somebody else said Gary Bartz is one, somebody else said Cannonball Adley, and then some 2 kids in the back said Carl Grubbs. I said, Carl Brooks, who are saying Carl? You 2 kids, I want to see you after class. Those 2 kids are going to play for you. Now, what has happened? That period of gritting, that period of just respect started turning to love. Because we saw that what we wanted, what we always wanted, we wanted to give that power, that creativity to our young people to share it. We felt the same way about the music. One thing about the music, several elements about the music is music triggers the intellect. Yes. Number 2, it rejuvenates the imagination. And number 3, it invigorates the spirit. And you can see that today. Bass, clarinet, trumpet, strings. This is from a magical person who had imagination, who had love. And look at the students who we talk about education. We all had that. So the spirit of Carl Grubbs is not going to die. It invigorates the spirit. And as long as we feel that music is so important, Carl Grubbs lives in my heart, in my soul, and he's not just my friend, he's my brother.
know you've known Carl for a long time. What's your reflection?
Well, first time I heard Carl play, I was around 12 or 13 in the harbor, and his music was beautiful. And then I got to talk to him when I was 18, and then later on, around 20-something, we played together, and after that, it became family more than a friend.
Yeah.
So musically, it's something that's special for me, but also personally, it was good to have a wonderful friend and mentor and someone who really cared about music and people. So for that, I am forever thankful.
Did this end or his end come as a surprise to you?
Well, I saw that, like last year, I saw that something wasn't right.
Yeah.
And then, my wife passed away, and he came to the service, and I was like, really not right. And then I found out later the issues that were happening. He didn't really talk about them a lot. But we just tried to stay in a very positive spirit. And that's the thing that I take with me the most, through everything that he was going through. He still had a smile, still had some jokes. And, it hurt because, it's years of seeing someone do something and really be committed to this through all the enduring health issues over the years. I've went to see him in the hospital a few times, but I'm glad he always wanted to just persevere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing I really get from Carl the most, is a perseverance to spread love.
Yeah. Well, you are an institution also here in Baltimore. Do you think that the city or the state does enough to preserve the things that people like you do here?
No, I don't think America does enough. This is a music that was founded in this country, and it doesn't get the recognition that it deserves, more than likely because of its origins and the founding great masters of this art form. So we aren't as recognized. So that's just facts. It's proven.
Yeah. Well, you were a drummer, an excellent drummer. What are you trying to do so that when you get to a certain age, Baltimore and the rest of the world will remember you?
To be honest, just to be as kind as I can, to share as much love and information as I can when we travel and play. We speak to those, we speak to the young, we speak to the old, we share the music. When we teach and do clinics, we just try to inspire someone, because if you can inspire one person, that's everything.
You get into the youth in Baltimore?
Yes, I also teach.
Yes.
So I've taught elementary, middle school. Right now I'm teaching at college level. And so I do that and play. So I just want to spread the message. Somebody has shared beautiful things with me, and we have to share with others.
Thank you.
Thank you.